and time running out, it's time to bring in the heavy artillery.
Right now we're running into a lot of rebar in the building. The lower you go in the building, the more rebar will be encountered. The Toya drill that I use, the handheld drill, is having a really hard time chewing through the rebar. So now we have the track drill going, and it has much easier time.
A track drill is an automated hydraulic drill on Caterpillar tracks with enough power to punch through steel. With the track drill working overtime, Stacy and Devon can finally begin loading the dynamite. But they still only have 2 days to finish the job. And the jagged holes the forward crew are leaving in the fencing make it difficult for Stacy to work wearing gloves. And the sharp metal is cutting her hands.
Stacy gets cut on every project. She's not bleeding, we're not working hard enough. It's just some reaching in and getting caught on these sharp edges. She's tough.
The chain link fence serves a vital purpose. It stops debris flying off inside the building and hitting other explosives and detonation lines.
The cord has to be protected because it will still be here when the column in front of it goes off. And if concrete were to come over here and fly and cut it, potentially a whole line of holes would not go off. Now we have a lot of explosives in the pile, which is our worst possible scenario.
Since they've had to cut holes in the fencing to load the dynamite, Stacy worries that it'll no longer contain the debris. So everything has to be wrapped in insulating geotextile fabric as a second layer of protection. They also wrap the exterior of the building around the floors that have been loaded with explosives. The first, second, third, seventh, and 10th levels. This sheeting will capture any exploding debris, protecting the watching crowds and nearby buildings. The wrapping crews work right behind Stacy. As she finishes a wall, the crew is hot on her heels. She can't slow down.
We're working very fast because there is a 7-man cover crew behind us waiting to have something to do.
And the physical challenges are mounting.
The dynamite we're using here is extremely hot, meaning it's very high velocity. It's over 19,600 feet per second, which means it's got a very heavy nitroglycerin content, which means it's giving us all raging nitroglycerin headaches. So we've all been feeling quite ill since we started working. Horrible headaches, horrible nausea, but we work through it. It's got to get done.
Nitroglycerin isn't just used for explosives. It's also used in medicine to treat high blood pressure, but only in small doses.
It's much warmer here, so it actually weeps a little bit of nitroglycerin, which immediately is absorbed into your pores. And if you consider a heart patient takes a tiny, tiny little pill to dilate their blood vessels so that they're getting more blood to the heart, we're ingesting, absorbing, inhaling tons of this stuff all day, and it really takes its toll on you.
During weeks of work, the team has battled through massive steel bars, acted as peacemakers to billion-dollar property developers, and removed deadly asbestos from interior walls. Over 1.5 tons of fireworks and half a ton of dynamite have been loaded. Finally, they're ready. Now they have to wait and see whether the plan will work. Midnight. The streets of most cities are deserted, but not Las Vegas. They're filling with onlookers ready to watch the end of one of the city's oldest hotels. The police have shut down the strip and set up an exclusion zone. The building is floodlit. The media jostles for position. But inside the hotel, The demolition team is making last-minute checks.
No matter how attentive you are at the time, you get distracted, somebody calls you on the radio, you have to go back and look. That's why we do it. We literally walk and look at every single connection, every piece of tape, everything, every clip to make certain. In fact, we already walked up on 7 and 10, and I did find a half of a panel not clipped on 7. That's why we do this. We are always the last people in the building.
The checks are critical, and working in the dark is dangerous.
What we have on the floor right now is the most sensitive thing that we work with. This detonator right here is an exposed detonator. If someone was to come in here and step on this right now, theoretically, they could set this off, which would start the chain reaction in the wrong place. But still, the entire building would be coming down on our heads within about 8 seconds.
In the darkness, any misstep could spell disaster. But outside, the crowds aren't deterred. In Las Vegas, demolition has become a spectator sport, and even bred its very own superfans. Brian Enan lives and works in Vegas and never gets tired of a good show. He's seen the demolition of the boardwalk, the Desert Inn Parkade, and the Castaway.
Hopefully.
Now he's in the front row for the end of the new frontier.
Trying not to get kicked out by the cops to find a spot to watch.
For Brian, it's not just an exciting sideshow, it's also part of the cycle of regeneration.
A new lifeline for Vegas, new revenue, more money. That's what Vegas is all about.
I think anytime we do a shot in Vegas, it's something to stay up for, it's something to come out and see, even though it's at 2:30 in the morning. It's always a little glitzy, you know, it's Vegas, that's what they do.
With countdown approaching and people filling the streets, Stacy and Devon worry that the crowd has breached the exclusion zone and are getting too close to the implosion.
Steve, I've got people in this parking lot where I'm standing. Should I have them get back? You know, the parking lot where Devin is pulling back to over by the interstate, she says there's several people there with cameras. It's a bad spot.
Okay, but you're within 50 feet of the fence along the Desert Inn Street.
50 feet.
That's all right.
It's now only a few minutes until Mark triggers the explosives to bring down the Frontier Hotel. He coordinates timing between the fireworks and the explosives team. They need to be sure the demolition doesn't start until the last firework has gone off. Mark wires the control box. His wife, Sherry, stands close, a reliable second set of eyes.
Kevin Class, are you clear?
It's clear, I'm just getting Jason in.
Stacy Loazzo.
Stacy is clear.
Josh Kloss.
For Josh.
Josh, they are going to push the plunger when the box disappears on the face of the building, yes?
10-4.
Okay, Grucci and I are going to run with it.
Everybody, guys, have a good show. If you see anything, just keep it clean on the radio.
1 minute, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The signal sounds for the fireworks to start. There's now no turning back. Mark sits in wait, steady on the switch. He monitors the progress of the fireworks show to time the warm-up of his blaster, which requires a 10-second charge.
1 minute till the end of the fireworks, 1 minute. 30 seconds. Circuit is still monitoring. Clear.
Will the explosives bring down the reinforced walls? The team takes a deep breath. It's time.
Here it comes. Watch the fuse coming through.
The first charges release the escape pods belonging to the firework team.
There's the pods coming down.
Then the dynamite in the walls detonates, and the frontier collapses. But is it a successful implosion? The team must wait until the dust disappears before they'll know for certain. This is how the demolition worked. First, a series of charges cut loose the firework team's escape pods. Next, the dynamite is detonated in sequence. The frontier collapses from left to right, with the far right wall being pulled by the interior cable back onto the rubble. It's the full sequence Mark hoped for, and it's spectacular.
Clear to go. All clear. Kevin, how did it look from your side? What did the north end do toward you?
Pretty much what you thought it would do. It looked great.
Okay, Bob Reckel, how about from you? What was the reaction in the VIP area? Did they like the show?
It would appear to be so.
This shot was absolutely great. Loud, as I knew it would be. A lot of powder, a lot of cord going off, but it's, again, seamless coordination between the fireworks folks, Garucci, and us, and it's beautiful. Everybody's thrilled.
Mark's pleased with another job well done.
The north end, I was concerned about stacking up a little bit, and you can see that's the highest part of the debris pile there. It's probably up about 30, 35 feet, but that's still about 7 feet lower than the reach of his big machine, so I haven't seen Josh Claus yet. He'll be very happy.
The dust cloud drifts towards the neighboring buildings. But it's moving, it's thinning, and it's manageable. And at the Trump Tower, not a window is broken.
Good job.
Oh, well, thanks, sweetie. It went well. I'm pleased. Was it loud enough for you?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The cleanup crew fans out across the strip, chasing the dust with an army of water trucks and street sweepers. They'll scrub Vegas clean, and by morning, the city will shine in the sun, ready for the next new hotel casino to rise from the ashes.